Hey everyone, what's up? This is Simon from DevDactic and the Ionic Academy. In this video, I will show you how you can add the iOS HealthKit to your Ionic app. So we will be able to add data to our HealthKit app, and we will also read data from there. We start, like always, with a blank Ionic app, and we go ahead and add, first of all, the Cordova plugin for HealthKit. And then we also install the Ionic native package like this for HealthKit. This only works for iOS, so HealthKit is only available on iOS. There's a different Cordova package which tries to map both the HealthKit and the Android version. I haven't tested that yet, so you can give that a try as well. But in this video, we will only focus on iOS HealthKit. So first of all, after installing, we need our Ionic native HealthKit inside the app module and right here. And we are good at this point. Let's continue with our home layout. So let's call it DevDactic Health. And inside our content, we need a few input elements. So Ion item, and the first one is a label, and this one will be set height. So we will be able to set our current height from this app. The input of the type text will be connected to an ng model, and this will be height and perhaps a placeholder. My height today might not change so much, but anyways, you could also of course set your weight or whatever you like. Then we need two more, but yes. So this will be the current height, and this will also be current height. And we will also make this read-only because we will only pull some data in from the HealthKit app and display it here. And below our current height, we will also display our steps of the last 24 hours. So this is our step count then, also read-only. Then we need two buttons. So Ion button full, and the click event for the first button is to save our height. If we enter a new height, we will send this right to our HealthKit and update our labels. And the second button will be to save a workout. So there are a few different things we can do. So we do some of them in this tutorial. There are all kinds of metrics you could read out, and also different stuff you can set. So this is just an example. There's many more. You can check out the tutorial. There's a link to the iOS documentation. But I think these are some current common patterns to save whatever property of your body. The step count is very famous, of course. And the workout also makes sense if you do some kind of sports app and want to save your workout session directly to the HealthKit app. Below all of this, we will craft additionally a tiny list of Ion cards, and we will loop over all the workouts that we get from the HealthKit. So at this point, there are a few things we can read out from the workout. So for example, workout.calories. And also if you create an Ion card content, you can do all kinds of things like activity. And this will be the Apple type of the activity. So you might need to wrap this later, activity type, I guess. And a few more. For example, the duration, which is the duration, and we need to divide it, I think by 100 or by 60. I'm not completely sure. Perhaps it's 60. If it's related to minute, 60 would make sense, right? So let's hope for this. Also a start date in combination with the angular pipe for date. Can directly transform it. And if you covered some kind of distance, you can also show the distance, but in my tries I always got miles back, so if you need something else you need to convert it at this point. So this is our current view, and we see we can set our height. These values are empty and read only. We got set height, set workout, and now we can continue to our home TS and implement the actual logic. First of all, we try, or we need the platform, and of course we need the HealthKit. So import both of them at the top of your file. Then we had some properties. We had the height, we had the current height, which reflects the value we get from the HealthKit. So in the beginning, perhaps no data. And then we also had the step count and an array of workouts. Good so far. So now we need to use the platform. Oh, I'm very quick today, I'm sorry. Okay, let's make this a bit slower now. So we try and check if the platform is ready, because we need to ask for some permissions of the HealthKit. We could do this at a later point, but I'm doing it here so you know how you can use it. So first of all, you need to check if the HealthKit is actually available. And if it's available, then we try to request some authorization for different properties. And let me copy this in because it's quite a lot of typing. Can also import it from up here. And this options now means we want to read all of these types and we want to write to these types. So let's see, we want to read the height, the step count, general workouts. We want to read active energy burned and distance cycling, because this will be needed for our safe workout later. And we also want to write the height, we want to write workouts, energy burned, and distance cycled. You can find all of these identifiers on the page of the plugin or on the iOS page. So now we call our HealthKit again and type request authorization for all of our options. So this will bring up a dialog to the user if he allows that we read and write those data from his or her HealthKit app. And if we're fine, we want to call our load health data function. So if this is successful, we call this function. Okay, this is the start. But before we load them, let's make the easy stuff. So to save a height, it's actually super simple. We call again our HealthKit. We say save height. So there are some specific functions for those kind of things. And we need to specify a unit. I'm in Europe, so I have like the normal part of the world, centimeters. And also you need to pass in the amount, which is the height we did set in our input field. So once we're done with this, we again reload our data, and this is already it. You can also set the height to null after sending it or saving it, so the input field is cleared again. Then we got workout. So a workout is like a session at the gym, cycling, spinning, whatever, swimming, all kind of things. And before you save it, you need to create this workout object with all the different parameters. It's only typing, so let me copy it in and explain it. We got the activity type. Activity type in our case is just cycling. Then we got the quantity, so we want to specify the distance of cycling. Start date is today, end date null, not needed when we're using the duration. A duration, energy burned, the unit of the energy, distance, and the distance unit. So you can specify basically everything you need to track a solid workout. And then you call HealthKit again and say save workout with our workout object. And just like before, after saving it, it's time to call our load health function to reload our values. Okay, we can save the height, we can save a workout, we got all the read and write types set up. So now we only need to fill all of our different fields from our load health data function. And we start with a height because this is quite simple. I think it's read height, exactly. There you see read weight is also possible, but we want to read the height, and again unit centimeters. Then we will get back an object, and this object will contain a value and a date when this value was set. So we need to use value of that object. Also, I got some errors all the time, so perhaps put in error logs here. But as far as I know, this just means we were not able to get any data for what we requested, so height, weight, workout, steps, whatever. To receive our step count, we again need a little options object. And in this object, we need to say the start date and the end date, so we know in which duration we want to get the steps or the step count. So the start date, I make it to 24 hours ago. So a new date from get time, and then we need to subtract 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds, and JavaScript. And the end date is in that case just now. We also need the unit, which is count, very simple. And finally, the sample type of this is, okay, let me copy this before I make it wrong. Quantity type identifier step count. It's exactly what we also specified up here for our permissions. And once we got this object, we can go ahead, this.healthKit, and now we call something query sample type. Is there some explanation? Well, not really, but this queries our HealthKit app with the query options we specified here. And in this case, we will get back an array of log entries of our step count. So we got like quantity 5 at the date, quantity 15, and all these logs. Of course, we want to sum up this data, so we use reduce on the array. We got two values, A, B, and we want to always add from the second the quantity, and the initial value is 0. So you could also do this as a for loop, but we just use reduce. Now we can set our step count to the calculated step sum, and finally add the error message just for our log, and so we don't get any JavaScript errors. Okay, read height was a bit easier because it was already defined, but query sample type allows us to query different sample types units, dates, whatever, and make our queries really flexible to get all the data from HealthKit that our app needs. Finally, workouts is actually, again, a function, and we will get back all the workout data from our HealthKit app. So again, this is some kind of array, and we set it to our workouts. Now, I'm not completely sure why, but for some reason I got the result of find workouts inside the arrow block. This is somehow confusing, and I'm really not sure why this happens, but setting our workouts array to this array is a workaround. So perhaps you could check if for some reason you still get an array back inside the arrow block and set it, then I will just do it like this so we can see our data. Again, I'm not sure. If you don't know why, perhaps add an issue on the GitHub page or something. I will also change my name here, my app ID, just because, I don't know, I had some problems with my Xcode profiles, so I had to change the name to get everything working. Now we're ready, and we need to build the app for iOS, because inside the web preview you can see Cordova is not available, so this won't work on a web view. As this is only working for iOS, I'm pretty sure you're on a Mac. Otherwise, you cannot build for iOS if you are on Windows. So let this build run through, and then we will check our app. Alright, so I've deployed my app through Xcode, and there's one thing you need to make sure. So when you open the project, go to Capabilities and enable HealthKit down here. I thought this was automatically enabled through the Cordova plugin, but it is not, so make sure this is checked for you, otherwise it won't work. Now our app is up and running, and you can see that on the initial start I get a request to allow access to all this stuff. So we got the write permissions and we got the read data permissions. They're a bit different, just like our arrays were. You can turn all categories on and then allow access. So we see for the height, I haven't specified anything, so we get back this error of no data. And for workouts, also an error with an empty array. So let me set my height to, I don't know, 100, like this. And then we can see my current height directly switches to this new height. Also, we can see my step count of the last 24 hours. Yeah, it's a bit low. I made some tutorials. I feel bad. I'm going to sports after this video. So we were able to set our height to receive a step count, and now let's also set a workout. So as you can see, for some reasons I get it inside the arrow block, but this is the data for our workout, and you can also see it right here. The activity type is exactly what we specified when we stored our activity, and also we see duration 100 minutes. Oh yes, I think it's right. Date also, miles, okay. So this is all the data here, but let's check our health app now. So here I am in my health app, and if I go down, you see my height is exactly like I logged it. And also if we go to workouts, we find a workout, and we see it's our workout type, the duration, the start time, the calories burned, and all the logs as we send them from our app. So that's already it for today, I guess. Just to recap, make sure to request your everything you want to read and write. Perhaps do it up front, so you just have this dialog coming up once. If you don't do it, it will come up when it is needed, but this can be annoying if it comes up like 5 times. Saving your height is pretty simple. Saving a workout needs a bit more constructed object. And finally, loading our data is also quite easy with some predefined functions and also with a query sample type, where you can create your own query for a time and a specific sample type to get all your data. So then you're in sync with the iOS HealthKit app. You can push your data there, you can read data from there, and you can build all kind of cool fitness apps. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also check out the ionicacademy.com if you want to learn Ionic with videos, courses, projects, and a community, so you become an Ionic developer. I'll see you next time. Have a great day and take care.